All right, welcome back to our rock read aloud, Rocky Road Trip. Yesterday we just got started reading, so I will pick up where I left off. And the last thing we read about igneous rocks. Okay. Mrs. Frizzle was looking at igneous rock called obsidian, and then she said, "See its sharp edges? Native Americans used obsidian rock to make arrowheads." "Cool," Keisha said. She picked up a gray rock from the table. It broke apart in her hands. "Oops," she said. "What kind of rock was that?" "It looks like clay," I said, glancing at Tim to see if he knew the answer too. "I think it's a sedimentary rock, like sandstone." All right, now here is a sidebar all about sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock is formed by erosion. Erosion is a process where forces such as wind, water, heating, freezing, and gravity break off and move fragments of rock. The rock fragments, along with sand, pebbles, shells, and plant matter, create layers of what is called sediment. Over time, the sediment hardens into sedimentary rock. Because of the way they were formed, sedimentary rocks often have visible layers or ripple-like markings. They are generally softer than igneous or metamorphic rocks. Some sedimentary rocks are so soft you can break or crumble them in your hands. Most of the rocks found on the Earth's surface are sedimentary. Interesting. D.A. looked up from the pad where she had been taking notes. "According to my research, some sandstone is red because it has iron oxides in it." "Is your hair red because of iron oxides, Ms. Frizzle?" Keisha asked. "No, Keisha," Ms. Frizzle said with a grin. "My hair is red because my father's hair was red." "That's called heredity," I added. The class groaned. Instead of heredity, heredity. It's a bad joke. Arnold was eyeing a polished white rock on the table. "Is this marble?" he asked, giving the rock a careful poke. Tim leaned in to look at it. Before I could speak up, he said, "Good call, Arnold. It looks just like the marble sculptures in a museum." "Marvelous!" Ms. Frizzle cried. Another bad joke. There's a lot of those in here. "Marble is a metamorphic rock," D.A. told us. "It's formed from a sedimentary rock called limestone." All right, here's a sidebar about metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock forms when sedimentary, igneous, or other metamorphic rocks are squeezed and baked by pressure and heat below the Earth's surface. When heat and pressure together form a metamorphic rock, it has layers or bands of crystals that all point in the same direction. When heat alone forms a metamorphic rock, its crystals point in many directions and may not form layers or bands. D.A. and Tim knew everything about rocks. If this kept going, I would never get the Rock Hound of the Year award. I needed to learn more, fast, so I could identify my mystery rock. Geologists don't just study rocks," I blurted. "They also study minerals." "What's the difference?" Phoebe asked. All right, now here's a note from the desk of Ms. Frizzle. "Rock or mineral?" "What is a mineral?" "A mineral is a collection of tiny crystals, which are all the same chemical material and all the same shape. There are many different kinds of minerals, each made of a different kind of crystal." "What is a rock?" "A rock is a collection of one or more different minerals. So, minerals make rocks. For example, granite is a rock made from magma that contains the minerals gray quartz, pink feldspar, and black mica." "Color and texture aren't the only things to look for when you're studying rocks and minerals," Ms. Frizzle said. "There is also a way to test for hardness." "Shh, Angie." "We can use Mohs scale," Wanda called out. "I'm doing my project on that." Okay, I'm going to show you online first. I'm trying to get this in view. All right, Mohs scale, it goes from 1 to 10, and they give you some example materials. The smaller the number, the softer the rock. The higher the number, the harder the rock. All right, I'm going to pause you so I can show everyone in class. All right. Wanda took out a poster she had made comparing the hardness of 10 different minerals on Mohs scale. She had also included the hardness of some common things we knew, like a fingernail or piece of glass. "The higher the number a mineral has on the scale, the harder it is," Wanda explained. "See, topaz has a number of 8. That means it can scratch anything with a lower number." "But It can be scratched by a mineral with a higher number, like a diamond. Diamonds can scratch almost anything. Dazzling, Ms. Frizzle said. Here, Wanda, see if you can do a scratch test to identify which of these minerals is harder. The Frizz handed Wanda 2 mystery specimens. Wanda took the first mineral and scratched it with the second. A white powder fell on the table. The first mineral is definitely softer, Wanda said. Even my fingernail can scratch it. I bet it's talc. Wanda held the second mineral and scratched at it with her fingernail. This one is harder than my fingernail, she said, so it's not gypsum. She took a penny from her pocket, then dug one edge of it into the mineral. The penny left a scratch. This might be calcite, number 3 on Mohs scale, Wanda said. Or it could be another mineral with that similar ranking. Wanda, that was most brilliant, the Frizz said, and she was writing Mohs, like the scale. I couldn't believe that Wanda knew so much about rocks and minerals. Maybe she would be Rock Hound of the Year. I had to get the Frizz's attention back. Fast. Ms. Frizzle, I interrupted. Here's a rock I have that I can't identify. Could I show it to you? There's nothing I love more than a mystery, the Frizz said. Where did you find this rock? I ran over to my rock collection and picked up the mystery rock. I found it in our attic, I said. My mom said it was my grandfather's, and he always called it the Bright Angel rock. Bright Angel? Ms. Frizzle said. That's interesting. Bright Angel is the name of a trail in the Grand Canyon. I handed my Bright Angel rock to the Frizz. She took one look at it and her eyes got as round as saucers. What's going on, Ms. Frizzle? Dorothy Ann said. Kids, the Frizz said, I've never found a rock like this before, but I'd like to find more like it. I think it's time for a field trip. Ms. Frizzle had that special sparkle in her eye. Come on, Ms. Frizzle, I begged. What kind of rock do you think it is? But the Frizz was too busy to answer me. She was already filling her backpack with Rock Hound tools. Follow me, Ms. Frizzle called as she took off out the door, with Liz right behind her. We're headed for the Grand Canyon, and the Rock Hound rocket is waiting for us. Okay, and that'll be it for today. See you guys soon.